Hey, what's going on out there? I'm Sean Devine. Hope you all are doing well. Today I've got a new tutorial where we're going to talk about how to get a warmer tube preamp type of sound, but utilizing plugins. So thankfully there's a lot of plugins out here now that can give you this warmer, vintage, analog sort of flavor and character to your vocals. And a lot of you are concerned because what you're dealing with is more of a cold digital tone. You're using the onboard solid state preamp in your interface. That's the case for me as well. I'm using an RME UFX. So most of the time I'm recording with that onboard preamp, which it's very clean, it's very pristine, but it's a little bit sterile and it can be a bit harsh in the top end. So that's where a tube preamp comes into play and can be very useful because again, it's just gonna warm the sound up, give it a little bit more of a roundness and a fullness. And so I'm going to show you some plugins that we can use as initial processing in your vocal chain to give you a little bit of this flavor. So let's go ahead and dive into the first one here. Get a lot of questions about this plugin. It's called Analog Channel AC202. And this is actually emulating a tape machine, but the tape sound is similar to what we're talking about when we refer to the tube preamp. It's just a tone that's going to be a little bit warmer. It's going to smooth out that top end. So let's play this back with the AC202 off, and then I'll go back and turn it on so you can hear the difference. And I'm going to say in this video, you're going to want to wear some decent headphones or be on good monitors because these are subtle differences. You're probably going to have trouble picking it out on your phone. So here we go.
Lord, what is your plan for? The logo on a shirt, the tag on a collar, the brand of a jean got us all for the dollars. Marketing genius, the kicks go hotter. Design and refinement, detail in the fine print. Yo, that's advertisement seduction. They got us all sucked in.
So you can hear when I engage it, it just gives us a little bit smoother top end. Overall, a more warm tone. All right, so let's take a look at another plugin here. A lot of you have asked, hey, I don't have the MIG DSP AC202. Are there any stock options to get this similar sort of warm tone? And there is one that was added to Logic recently, and it's called Fat Effects. Now, this plugin is very, very cool because it combines a lot of different modules here, as you can see. And you can modulate them with LFOs, very unique stuff. We're not going to look at that today. We're only going to be using the distortion module. But just a side note, the distortions here are actually taken from a plugin called Camel Crusher. A lot of you are probably familiar with that plugin. It had some amazing saturation and distortion types of sounds in it. And Camel Audio was acquired by Apple. And so they're now incorporating a lot of that tech into their plugins. Like Alchemy, the synth is now stock in Logic Pro. That was a Camel Audio synth. And now we have what was Camel Crusher is included in Fat Effects. So we're just going to be using this distortion unit. And the cool and unique thing about the distortion in Fat Effects is that we have 3 different types of distortions that we can select here. And then we can combine different percentages of that or wetness and give ourselves a unique one-of-a-kind sort of saturation or distorted tone. So I'm going to turn this on and we're going to mix these very subtly. We're going to use 2 of them. One of them is going to be soft saturation, which is going to be more like, say, a tape machine. And then we're going to do the tube, so like a tube preamp. We're going to combine those to give us a unique sort of a warm analog tone. And we're not going to get too carried away about how much we're adding because if we go higher, it's going to be distortion. We're looking for saturation, which is just really subtle distortions.
On a shirt, the tag on a collar, the brand of a jean got us all for the dollars. Marketing genius, the kicks go hotter. Design and refinement, detail in the fine print. Yo, that's advertisement seduction. They got us all sucked in for these.
So this one's a little bit different tone than the AC202. It's actually putting the vocal more up front, but in a pleasant way, again, giving us the roundness. So something to explore here. I really like this plugin, and I love the saturation and distortion types that we have in Fat Effects. So let's take a look at one more. This is possibly my favorite plugin for this purpose, and it's called Radiator. It's from Sound Toys. And we have some options down here. We've got a noisy and a clean. So, you know, some of these analog equipment out here and the vintage stuff, it was noisy. So if we have that on, it will in fact introduce quite a bit of noise. I don't personally like to have that added to my sound, so I'm going to turn it to clean, and that will just get rid of that static or white noise that it's adding. And then we're going to select the mic here. So it's like if you were using it for bass or a guitar, you could select line, get a little bit different sort of thing, or it will emulate what this mixer amp actually did with that. So I'm going to turn that on, and without touching anything, I'm going to show you the difference. It definitely gives it a little bit different sound, warmer analog tone. So this is with it off, and then I'm going to turn it on.
The logo on a shirt, the tag on a collar, the brand of a jean, got us all for the dollars. Marketing genius, the kicks go harder. Design and refinement, detail in the fine print. Yo, that's advertisement seduction.
So nice, warm, vintage tone. But to take it a step further with Radiator, what I do is over on the treble control, I will just take this down, maybe about 1.5 dB, 2 dB at most. And this is just, again, going to emulate the top end of a lot of that vintage or tube equipment where, some of the high end gets smoothed out or rolled off.
On a shirt, the tag on a collar, the brand of a jean, got us all for the dollars. Marketing genius, the kicks go harder. Design and refinement, detail in the fine print. Yo, that's advertisement seduction. They got us all sucked in for these endorphins and serotonins releasing when we swipe.
All right, y'all. So as you can hear, this is definitely more of a subtle effect. Saturation is not meant to be something that is extremely obvious, but it certainly makes a difference. It's going to smooth out the harshness in the top end. It's going to give you a rounder sound, and it's going to give you just a more pleasant tone overall, more of that analog vintage character that a lot of you all are used to. So I hope this is helpful. Check out these plugins if you're interested in getting this sort of effect. There are a lot of other plugins out there that do a similar thing. However, these are my favorite for this purpose. So if you have any questions about getting a warm, analog, smooth tone to your vocal, feel free to leave a comment below. If you learned anything in the video, please like, subscribe, and consider sharing. And we'll talk to you soon.